Hello, everyone. I'm Nicholas Cruz, your host for tonight, and welcome to Drive Pink Stadium, where tonight's match, it's intermiamicf taking on the New York Red Bulls. Well, you know what? We've come so far into the season, and we know how important this team is working really hard to try to come back from a deficit against Montreal as they host New York Red Bulls. As I'm sure you can tell from behind me and what I'm wearing tonight, it's been storming, it's been raining, and I have a feeling tonight that the big factor is not about just tactics, but the field as well. And now I watch a cleaning crew. They've been working really hard to get it cleaned up. They've done a great job, so kudos to the entire working crew tonight. But let's see how both teams can put on their hard hats and get to work against each other. Now, one last fact I'm going to point out here before we step away is that the New York Red Bulls are currently 1 point above Inter Miami as these teams continue to struggle at the bottom of the table. Let's see how they handle up, but stick around. We got highlights, interviews, and so much more. You don't want to miss it. And now we're standing by for the post-game analysis. Well, Inter Miami faces another loss, this time to the New York Red Bulls. Boy, the struggles for Inter Miami have definitely been shown tonight. They were disorganized. They weren't connecting. They didn't seem like they were having much going for them tonight. And so they lose 1-0 to the New York Red Bulls. As we get closer and closer to the break here for MLS, I kind of wonder, well, what are some key things we might see? I know a lot of fans are asking to get rid of head coach Phil Neville. I don't know if that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is they're all going to have to take a moment to take a step back, take a deep breath, and really hunker down and really come up with some key plays, because tonight, especially in the first half, if you look back at it, Inter Miami had some chances with the long ball play. They were getting some attacks in, opportunities, but couldn't capitalize. And let's not forget Campagna's, that penalty was not the greatest. And so they lose 1-0 to New York Red Bulls. Stick around. We're going to have more highlights, interviews, and so much more. And if we don't have that coming up for you, we hope you like all the action we brought for you today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stick around on our YouTube page because we got a lot of content for you guys. Until then, I'm your host, Nicholas Cruz. I'll see you next time.
I think in terms of I can never fault this team's effort or anything, but I think at this moment in time, I think what we're seeing, I think from the start of the season is that we've we've not delivered in the big moments. We've not delivered when it really matters in the big moments for us to win these games. There's not been one team that's come to Drive Pink. There's not been one team that we've played that I felt has been better than us. I honestly don't think that. I think there's never been one game where I felt we've fallen short in terms of competing, the togetherness, the system, etc. Maybe Nashville away, the system. Maybe I got it wrong, but I feel as if we've not taken the big moments. You look about all the defeats we've had. I feel as if we've had big moments today. I felt after 15 minutes we should have been at least 3-up, game over. We weren't, and we get punished we get punished. And I think in life you get massive learning experiences and massive learning opportunities. And I think for certain players in that dressing room, the massive learning experiences is that, you know, we have a hungry dressing room of players that want to go to a certain level and want to be on a certain level and want to be talked about at a certain level. And with that comes expectation, and with the expectation comes the need to deliver. I think we saw that with Gonzalo for 2.5 years, is that when you're in a certain position, you've got to deliver. And I feel as if that's what's been missing from our play all season, apart from 2 or 3 games. And we're going to have to take all the criticism, all the booing, all that we're just going to have to. We're going to have to take it on the chin. We're going to have to take it and accept it. We're not in a position to fight back. We're not in a position to go on the front foot with the people that are saying things about us or about me. The buck stops with me. The responsibility starts with me and ends with me. And with that comes accountability. And our results haven't been good enough. But it's probably in terms of sort of like what we expected from this Red Bulls team. That Red Bulls team was there for the taking. That Red Bulls was there for the taking. We should have been 3 or 4 up at half time. We should have been game over. And we weren't. And we lost the game. And we've got to take the punishment and the criticism that comes our way. And what I've said to the team in there is that in 48 hours, there is without question in life, you've got to dust yourself down and get up. That's what my father used to say to me: dust yourself down, get up. I know we live in an era of you know, people probably don't want to hear the truth sometimes, probably don't want the honesty at times. But I feel as if as a manager, I've always been honest with this group of boys. A group of boys that I treat like my own boys, and I've always been honest with them. Is that the results have been totally unacceptable, and we have to deliver in the big moments. Every single one of us have to deliver in the big moments, and that's as honest as I can be with you guys.
Michelle?
I guess, I mean, part of, you're talking about Leo, partly, I know not only, but to miss that penalty kick at the beginning, how critical you think was that? You could have gotten momentum, get an early lead, and instead you didn't. How much did that hurt, missing it, that shot? And then the other one right away, just 2 shots right away squandered.
Well, I feel as if that would have been that was a big opportunity for us. 6 minutes, maybe. I don't know if it's 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes on the clock. But I felt there was more chances, felt there was more opportunities. In Montreal, there was massive opportunities to score. You know, I think there was 6 clear cut and I think 10 opportunities where with a bit more quality. Sometimes it's not the opportunity that the player gets. Sometimes it's the final pass that the player has to make. And I feel as if that's been our main Achilles heels from day one in this season. I really do. And until we fix that, solve that, get better at that, we're going to have moments like we have done the last 2 games where we've won 1-0 against 2 teams that I feel as if we're far better than. And that's not being disrespect to Montreal or New York Red Bulls. It's just that's how I feel. And I say it's the critical moments that we've not been good in. We've not been at all good enough at. And you know, it's a steep learning curve for this group of players. And I think the group that we have, the staff that I've got, and the type of manager that I am, I have to tell them the truth. I have to tell them the truth. I have to be honest with them. You know, I think in life sometimes, I said it before, is that we try and say well done sometimes and keep going. I think now is the time to say, come on, deliver. Yeah.
You said until we solve that, can you solve that with the players that you have? Is it a personnel issue,
Yeah.
or do you think that?
Well, do you know, if I thought we couldn't solve it, the reason why I think I would have said that we couldn't solve it is because we wouldn't have been creating the chances. We wouldn't be getting into the opportunities. Now is going back to performance, delivering on your performance with the qualities that you've got. We've recruited these players because we believe in this group of players. I believe in this group of players 1,000% that they can deliver those passes, those shots, those goals, you know, and that's why I will not single any player out tonight in this game, because this game probably, what's the word I'm looking for? Amplified really what the problem has been probably for the last 10 games is that we've just not quite delivered in the big moments. And we just have to keep going. We just have to keep challenging. We just have to keep showing them and practicing and doing the extras with them. And that's the only way they'll get better. And you know what? When they get more confidence and they get more belief in themselves, because I want them to believe in themselves like I believe in them. And if they do, then they will deliver.
Jose? Phil, why do you think there was no sense of urgency from your team, especially after you conceded the goal?
Yeah, I think the goal not the stuffing out of us totally. And I feel as if when you're on a run like we are, playing the amount of games, not the run, but playing the amount of games that we have, is that you get your confidence. If we'd have scored them goals in the first half, energy would not have been a problem. But when you give everything and you try your absolute hardest, and then you suffer that goal against, it knocks the stuffing out of you. And then I always thought after that, we were chasing. We tried to change it tactically. Then we tried to change it with personnel, and I felt as if the group just lost total confidence because of that goal against. And that's normal with the feeling that we've got at this moment in time. And what I said to them at the end of the game is that they have to find something from within. You have to find something from within in life to push yourself even more. You know, we're playing 9-10 games. We're playing every 2 or 3 days. The same players are probably rotating the same game. So those players are going to have to find something within. You've seen examples of that in life. You see examples of that in this state with the Miami Heat. You know, how they always tend to find something from within, and that, I think, defines you as a top level sportsman, a top level footballer, a top level hockey player, you know, because you see examples of that where players go above and beyond and they find and they dig deep, and your leaders push, and you find one player that carries the team. Now that's what we need. We need somebody to carry the can now. We need somebody to say, right, come on, let's carry, because at this moment in time, you know, I think that goal just knocked the stuffing out of us.
Franco?
Phil, obviously the boos getting louder. There was a banner there for you today. You know, Harvey probably unfairly got booed when he touched the ball.
Yeah.
You know, what would you tell fans that think it's time for you to go? Why should Phil Neville still be head coach of Inter Miami?
Well, I think, like I said, I think in moments of real adversity, I think you learn a lot. I learn a lot about yourself and about the players that you have, and I was incredibly proud of the young boy that they was booing. I think he showed great courage, and it hurt, but I understand, and I think he understands. Do I agree with it? Probably not, but I'm his coach. I believe in young players, and I have incredible trust in these young players. And I always say, and I take great advice. I always, my father was my hero, and I remember him saying one day to an older guy when I was playing in under 12s football, and one of the parents was shouting on, and he used to always say, look, you know, hit me. And that's what I'd say, hit me, guys, you know, because I can handle that. I can take that. I've had it all my career, you know, and I understand. We've got the best fans who I love. They've supported me from day one. I understand their frustrations. I understand the banners and all that business, because it comes with the territory of being a professional footballing manager. I've been at this football club for 2.5 years. I've been really lucky with the support the support that I've had from everybody, from top to bottom, and from in the stands. So I feel really fortunate. And I would say to the supporters is that sounds a little bit bullish, but please just come for me. You know, support the team, support the young boys. The young boys are going to be there. You know, you think about the young boys on the pitch at the end giving everything. That's what this football club is going to be built around. Those young players, this academy is going to be the foundations of this football club. Don't kill one of our own. Don't knock one of our own. Just come for me. You know, if you're unhappy, hit the manager. Don't go for one of my boys. Don't go for one of my young kids, because that hurts. That's personal. And I think with the supporters that we've got, they get it. They get it. They've been through everything over the last 3 years, and their support is incredible. Not one of, but the best in the MLS. And I'm speaking openly and honestly here, because I think that's the way I want to be. And we have a game in 2 days' time, and like I say, support the team. Those 11 boys that go on the pitch, those academy boys that go on the pitch, those senior boys that go on the pitch, just get behind them. And I understand the frustrations come my way, and I have to deliver. And I know that is my remit, if that makes sense.
Last question, Ian.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Phil, you've said that you thought it could have been 3 or 4 within the first couple of minutes. That's something that I've heard you say a couple of times this past year, and you mentioned Montreal as well. Still only 1 shot on goal tonight, though, that being the missed penalty. Where's the disconnect between you thinking that or believing that there could be those chances and it not really manifesting itself in the same way?
Do you mean, I'm not being funny here, and do you mean that? Did you not see what I saw? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that
perhaps?
Well,
I mean, I've heard you say it a couple of times. So
yeah, well, I think if you, for instance, the Montreal game, I think there was at least 4 clear opportunities to score, and I'd say there was another 9 where if you make a simple pass, it's a 1v1. So when I say about opportunities, is that an opportunity for me is not just a one-on-one on goal. It's not just, say, for instance, a shot. It's maybe the most simplest of passes to, for instance, when Franco goes down the wing and he crosses to Leo, I see that as a chance. I see that as a chance. I'm sure you do as well. So when just to clarify, it is what I see as an opportunity is when Franco goes in and there's only 1 defender in the middle and we've got 2 there. When he crosses that ball, I see that as an opportunity to score. And to be honest with you, I see that as an opportunity that we have to score, because when we concede a goal, they score. So really, Ian, I think I get the chances and I get the data, but when you have opportunities like that where you have, I believe we've got the 2 best strikers in the MLS. So when we have the 2 best strikers in the MLS, when we get opportunities like that, I expect to score. I expect the ruthlessness to put the ball in the back of the net. I go back to probably Gonzalo for the last 3 months of the season, is that didn't need many opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net from half the chances that we're probably creating. So when I say that we're getting opportunities, I really feel they are gilt-edged opportunities. Coco's on Saturday for me was a 1v1. It's one, you know. So I think when you watch the game and you think of opportunities to score, I think we're creating an awful lot. I've said to him, I don't want anyone in that dressing room complaining to me that we're not creating chances, that they're not being fed, because we're creating opportunities. And we have to be more ruthless with those opportunities. And if not, you'll keep losing games. We'll keep losing games. And that hurts. I feel embarrassed by the defeats. I feel embarrassed by our position. And that's a strong word, but that's how I feel.
Thank you.
We just had a chat here with Phil. He was asked about
get playing time and to get on the field. He works hard every day in training, just like everybody else. You know, he's not here just because his father's the coach. He's a great young player. So that'd be my message. You know, if you're gonna boo him, then boo all of us, because you know, at the end of the day, we're one team. You know, it's not obviously we're individuals, but we're playing as a team. And you know, like I said, we understand their frustrations, but you know, I don't think it's right to go after one player, especially a young player.
DeAndre, you just said, you know, we haven't been good enough. Why has Inter Miami not been good enough over the course of the season, especially during this stretch? You know, 4 consecutive losses in league play, 4th loss at home this season, which last year you guys were so strong at. You know, why has it to this point? I know there's been injuries, but why has Inter Miami to this point not been good enough?
Yeah, it just feels like there's not that last little bit. You know, there's I think the effort's there. I think guys are working really hard. You know, I think tactics have been fine. At the end of the day, though, there's that extra 1% that I just feel hasn't been there for whatever reason, and I'm not sure. I can't grasp it right now. You know, that's often after these games, what I try to go home and do is, you know, grasp, you know, why wasn't I better? You know, why wasn't the team better? But it's hard to answer that right now.
DeAndre, usually, you know, the reaction from the fans starts with you guys. If they cheers because you're doing something good on the field, if they don't, it's because you're not performing. Tonight, after you considered a goal, it seemed like there was no sense of urgency. And, you know, if you look at the atmosphere, the way the fans, they had nothing to cheer for. Why was there no sense of urgency from you guys on the field? Even though you're having a bad stretch, it's not like a one-night situation. Why was there no sense of urgency in the second half?
I mean, I think it's easy to say that looking from the stands. You know, I think what minute did we get scored on in? 50 seconds. So in this league, it's a very transitional league. If you start flying forward and flying guys forward, then you're going to get punished on the way back. And we almost did multiple times. So there was guys getting forward. There was guys trying to get forward. For whatever reason, the final passes weren't hitting. The small details weren't correct. But I don't think it's fair to say there wasn't a sense of urgency. We're trying to score. We're not trying to pass the ball around for the rest of the game and lose the game. You know, I think when you're actually on the field, and if you actually had the experience to be on the field, you'd see things differently. You know, you're taught as a player to be patient in those situations, because a lot of times you try to go incredibly fast and end up doing the wrong thing. It's one of the things when I was a young player that I really had to learn is, you know, it's you still have how many minutes left? 52nd minute, 38, if I did the math right. You still have 38 minutes to score. 38 minutes plus to score. There's no reason to panic. There's no reason to get nervous. And, you know, most of the time, I mean, you look at the games we've lost, you know, they've all been mostly by one goal, bar a couple games. Last year, look at the games we've lost. A lot of them were 3-4 goals. You know what I mean? And that's because we panic. You know, we give ourselves a chance to stay in the game. And that's the important thing. Now, we need to finish our chances off. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that there's not a sense of urgency. Everybody that's on the field obviously knows what we need to do when we go down and goal.
Sandra, I wanted to ask you, at the end of the game, I saw you go pick up your teammates, talk to them, and go and especially with Kamal Miller at the end. Are you the guy, that leader in the locker room that gets behind the coach and gets your teammates to maybe react or maybe try to get the message that Phil is giving you guys?
Yeah, I try to be. I mean, I try to set things in perspective. You know, we have a young team, and, you know, a lot of the times, you know, we're in a really tough situation right now, and it can feel like the end of the world for a lot of guys. But at the end of the day, it's a long road. This season's a long road. There's a lot of games left to be played. And it's MLS. Like, crazy things happen in MLS. You know, I don't know what the difference is between the bottom of the table and whatever place right now, but it's, I know things are so close. So it looks so dark right now, but at the end of the day, we have a game in 2 days, 3 days. Like we can't be sulking right now. It hurts, but at the end of the day, we got to keep going. This was the end of the season and, we lost a championship or didn't make playoffs or whatever it be, then go ahead and sulk. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we gotta pick up and go again. Like we're in tomorrow, we're in for training tomorrow and we're getting ready for DC. Like that's just the life that we're living right now. That's the life of a professional player. You gotta take the loss as they are and try to learn from them as quick as you can, but at the same time, start preparing for your next opponent. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned that when you have to go to international duty, what will happen with this locker room and with this team?
I'm not even focused on that right now, to be honest. All I'm focused on is this team and how this team can get out of this hole and get better, because I truly believe that we can.
Franco.
DeAndre, I know you're not trying to single anybody out or any part of the team, but it's clear just looking at the numbers, the team's lacking goals. You guys have less than a goal per game at this point in the season in MLS play. You're a veteran of this league. You've seen how winning teams do in this league. Number 10s are a big part of it. You guys don't really have a number 10 on this roster healthy at this time. Do you feel like this team needs a number 10 to improve and get better and turn some of these half chances into more clear-cut chances and goals?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think, it's hard to say, just by adding a guy, all of a sudden your team will get better, or by adding a position, all of a sudden your team will get better. Who knows? I know that the team that we do have has shown a lot of positives. Like like I said, it's been dark, but there's been a lot of positives. We watched a video of I think it was against who did we play last? Montreal. The amount of chances we had. And obviously from the outside, you look in and say, oh, they didn't finish any, but we're creating a lot of chances. And with the 2 strikers and, Schneider coming off the bench, the guys that we have, at some point, they're bound to go in. These are guys that have scored goals their whole lives. So at some point they're bound to go in. So I'm not worried about that. We got to figure out a way to keep the ship steady, not let it go too far one way. And on the same token, we have to keep clean sheets too. We like people can talk about chances and not finishing chances, but we also have to keep clean sheets. And that's not just the defenders, that's the strikers as well. Scoring goals isn't just the strikers, it's defenders as well. We're like I said before, we're all one team, so we win and we lose it together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I don't know. I haven't gotten the heads of all the guys yet, but I'm gonna do everything I can to keep it as high as possible. Because we need it. We need confidence. We all do. I do. Everyone on the team does. The coaching staff does. The club does. Yeah, we need it. So I don't know. You'd have to ask individual players, but at the moment, my confidence is high because I believe in this team, and I believe in this group, and I believe in the coaching staff. So on a personal note, my confidence is high.
Thank you, DeAndre. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.